These quotes are associated to Abu Bakr, also called Al-Qaeda Arabic leader, born 573, died August 23, 634, Prophet. Muhammad's peace be upon him, closest companion and advisor, who succeeded to the Prophet's political and administrative functions, thereby initiating the office of the Caliph. Without knowledge, action is useless, and knowledge without action is futile. The greatest truth is honesty, and the greatest falsehood is dishonesty. The more knowledge you have, the greater will be your fear of Allah. O men, you are busy working for the world, and the world is busy trying to turn you out. Do not look down upon any Muslim, for even the most inferior believer is great in the eyes of God. It is a matter of shame that in the morning the birds should be awake earlier than you. Do not follow vain desires, for verily he who prospers is preserved from lust, greed, and anger. He who builds a masjid in the way of Allah, God will build a house for him in the paradise. Intentions count in your actions. Be good to others, that will protect you against evil. To fight against the infidels is jihad, but to fight against your evil self is greater jihad. Our abode in this world is transitory, our life therein is but a loan, our breaths are numbered and our indolence is manifest. There is greatness in the fear of God, contentment, in faith of God, and honor and humility. When knowledge is limited, it leads to folly. When knowledge exceeds a certain limit, it leads to exploitation. If anybody seeks your advice, offer right and sincere advice. Use the same measure for selling that you use for purchasing. When you advise any person, you should be guided by the fear of God. In the matter of justice, all should be equal in your eyes. God blesses him who helps his brother. Muslims should live like brothers. Youth is not restored by the dyeing of your hair. He who becomes a Muslim does so in his own interest. Every day, nay, every moment, try to do some good deed. I have been given the authority over you, and I am not the best of you. If I do well, help me, and if I do wrong, set me right. Sincere regard for truth. He who indulges in falsehood will find the paths of paradise shut to him. He who is not impressed by sound advice lacks faith. Allah will help him who moves in the way of Allah. Cursed is the man who dies, but the evil done by him survives. If you expect the blessings of God, be kind to his people. Knowledge is the life of the mind. Pride in the case of a rich man is bad, but pride in the case of a poor man is worse. Solitude is better than the society of evil persons. He who avoids complaint invites happiness. Good actions are a guard against the blows of adversity. Death is the easiest of all things after it, and the hardest of all things before it. Follow the way of life which the Holy Prophet has shown you, for verily that is the right path. Piety is the most solid goodness, and the vilest of what is evil is vice. Do not get elated at any victory, for all such victory is subject to the will of God. Do not deceive or be faithless even with your enemy. It is bad for a young man to sin, but it is worse for an old man to sin. He who prays 5 times a day is in the protection of God, and he who is protected by God cannot be harmed by anyone. If an ignorant person is attracted by the things of the world, that is bad, but if a learned person is thus attracted, it is worse. If you want to control other people, first control yourself. God helps those who fear Him. He who aspires to paradise should learn to deal with people with kindness. The true believer is rewarded in everything, even in affliction. When you seek advice, do not withhold any facts from the person whose advice you seek. You should not quarrel with your neighbor, for he will remain where he is, but your high-handedness will become the talk of the people. Maybe a thing that you do not like is really in your interest. It is possible that a thing that you may desire may be against your interest. He who fears to weep should learn to be kind to those who weep. Have an earnestness for death, and you will have life. Jihad is obligatory for the Muslims. The people who abandon jihad fall a victim to humility and degradation.